want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hello, and welcome to another 3ABN Today cooking program. We are
The Micheff Sisters.
And I am Linda.
I'm Brenda.
And I'm Cinda. We have, a fun program for you today.
Yes, we do.
This is a Rise and Shine program because we're calling it...
That's right. Good morning, sunshine.
Now, they may be wondering where we
got that name.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I think
wondering.
You should tell them.
Here's the
I'm
hint.
not wondering either.
Heavenly sunshine, heavenly sunshine.
It's our daddy.
That's how our dad would wake us up in the morning. He'd
right.
come down the hall just, heavenly sunshine.
That was our alarm clock. When we heard Daddy singing, we knew, time to get out and get up and get ready for school, and it was time to go for the day.
So we were thinking, let's do a program on breakfast, and Brenda immediately goes, sunshine.
That's right. Good morning, sunshine.
But you know, there is another reason why this is a very special program today.
Exactly. Today's program is special
Drum
because
roll.
we're cooking from our brand new cookbook.
Yay!
It's called the Micheff Sisters Cooking with Kellogg's. And about a couple of years ago, Kellogg's contacted us and asked us if we would consider making a cookbook and using all of the Kellogg's products that are in this cookbook.
Right, all their vegan products.
All their vegan products, because not all of Kellogg's products are vegan, but they do have quite a few that are. And so my sisters and I, we prayed about it like we do everything, and they came back and asked us again, and we prayed it some more, and we said, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And it was really a great project to work on. We grew up vegetarian. Many of these products we grew up, were our family favorites that we had, growing up. And also we were introduced to some new ones. And but we really had a good time just to balance. Now, obviously, there is no desserts in this cookbook because all the food is savory food.
Right. But we also wanted to try and make some innovative recipes to give you unique ideas of using the products.
That's right.
Also some easy recipes to do, because I know you have a lot of friends that they'll say, we're not going to make all that. That's just too hard for us. That's too much work. So we wanted to come up with some recipes that were easier to do. And so I hope that, I think we've come up with some good ones.
Absolutely. And in fact, some people, they say, well, I've tried those vegetarian products. They taste terrible. I don't like them or whatever. It's because they want to open up a can and wonder why it's not awesome. But really, there's many of the products that are good that way, but when you know how to fix things and incorporate it into a recipe, it changes everything too, and it just gives you lots of wonderful options. So
sometimes you open up a can and you go,
now what do I do with that?
I guess I just put this in a fry skillet and fry it up. Ha ha!
But you can't do that.
But we're going to show you some unique ideas on how to serve it.
Well, we're going to start with
showing them what we're going to prepare for today.
Exactly.
And we have a lot of really good ideas for breakfast today.
Let's take a look at what we're going to serve today.
We're going to start with my pancake poppers.
Ooh, and those look so good. And I think they're pretty easy to make too.
Oh, they are.
And then we have my quinoa breakfast sausage. I think you're going to be surprised at how spicy and how good those are. And don't be fooled by the quinoa.
That's right.
Then we're going to have a special breakfast scramble.
Oh, wow, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? And delicious.
That's right.
Oh, and then Florentine mushroom quiche.
Yep, I bet you there's some people are going to ask you what Florentine is. You're going to have to tell them. And then I have sunshine strudel.
Oh, that'll brighten my day.
It sure will.
And then we're going to close with sausage biscuit.
Oh, and who doesn't love
It's actually a sausage biscuit roll.
Okay. Well, I love anything that's has a biscuit in it.
Me
yeah.
too.
Yep, nice southern biscuits.
Me too. Well, you know what? Let me read the first recipe to you.
Sure, okay.
Okay. For the pancake poppers, you will need 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 cup of white whole wheat flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of applesauce, 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup, 1½ cups of vanilla almond milk, 1 19-ounce can of Loma Linda Little Links. And
That sounds good. And it takes after my name.
That's right. That's true. They named it after you.
I guess so.
and that's right. And she's just packed full of fun.
Yes.
So just pop, 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 pop. It's just she's so.
Well, I'm anxious to see how you make these.
Actually, your grandsons inspired the recipe because they'll come over and they'll go, Auntie, they call me Auntie Sita, and they'll go, Auntie Sita, we're hungry. And so I was like, well, what can I make? And I was like, they love pancakes.
They love pancakes and they love your Little Links.
They love the Little Links. So I was like, hey, let's make some pancakes. And they're like, pancake poppers. And you can help me with we'll pop them in the pancake
And
batter.
they love to cook with Auntie Sita too. So anything goes in Auntie Sita's kitchen, and they just have fun. You know how she says on Tiny Tots, cooking, and how do you say that?
It's fun to be in the kitchen.
That's right. And guess what? It is. Anytime you're in her kitchen, she makes it fun. Those boys love
Yeah,
it.
because you can spill it on the floor, the counter. I'll just have to wait a minute while she gets the camera to get a picture of it.
Yeah, my grandson was throwing flour around everywhere and I was like starting to say, she goes, that's my kitchen. She goes, don't worry, don't worry. She goes and gets her camera and takes a picture of it. There was no screaming or hollering about it.
But they have to help me clean up too.
Yes, they do.
And we have fun
That makes them be a little bit careful.
Well, the reason why you don't have to use 2 different flours, but the reason why I used the whole wheat flour, because I want the nutrition in there, but I used a white whole wheat flour because it still has the same nutrition, but it's a lighter flour.
So it makes the pancakes a little lighter?
Right, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to, okay?
You could use all the white whole wheat flour?
Correct. You can use all the whole wheat flour or all the white flour. I actually like that healthy whole wheat flavor.
I do too.
Okay, dump all your powdered ingredients in first and just kind of stir it up.
So it's just a dry mixture.
Yep. And then this is the almond. I use the vanilla flavor. If you don't have the vanilla flavor, then just add some vanilla to your into your almond milk. And I'm adding the applesauce.
You can use soy milk if you can't have almonds, right?
Right.
And I love the applesauce because it can take the place of that oil, and that you usually put into your
exactly
recipe.
what it does.
Yeah.
And my pure maple syrup adds just a touch of sweetener.
And a good flavor.
And it adds a good flavor. I didn't add much because I know the boys, your grandsons, they like to put maple syrup on the pancakes.
Oh, yes, they do.
Which I have to be honest, I do too. It's so good. And then we'll pour this in. Actually, wait just a minute because I'm going to use that.
Okay.
And you don't have to mix it up. And that's why you can get your kids
Do you want me to
help
cut
you make
some of
this.
these?
Oh, thanks, sis.
How big?
Oh, yes. Will you cut those?
Like about
These
here?
little links, and just cut them into little pieces.
Is that okay?
Yep, perfect.
Do you want me to cut all of these?
Sure.
All right.
Boy, you know what? You're pretty handy in the kitchen.
I
I like having you around.
I'm going to turn your fire on for you. So
Thank
get
you.
That
Boy,
started.
you're handy too.
Well, hey, I'm trying.
And if your batter is a little bit thick, I have extra of the milk here, and I'm
Almond
gonna
milk?
I'm gonna add like probably another half a cup to this. Sometimes it's thicker than others, and I don't know, maybe it's the weather. I don't know.
Well, different flowers have different moisture contents as well, so it's always going to vary a little.
Okay, sis, if you can spray the.
Okay.
Pan.
What I was going to do
Got it right
is
here.
I was going to put some of this batter in here, because then we can just pour it right in.
Okay. And it's kind of a thick batter. A
Right.
lot of people think of it as a pancake batter is thin, but this particular batter is more like a waffle batter. Okay, here you
Now, you can either add all these to your batter and mix it up, or if you have older kids, like her grandsons are 9 and 13, so they like to make little designs in,
go. Oh yeah,
in
happy
them.
faces.
Here.
And so.
And so I usually do about a third of a cup and make them a little
You have
bit
that
smaller. There you go. And just spread them out a little bit. Here, you want this? And then, oh, good job, sis. And now see, you can, if you don't, you can put it in your batter if you want, but I know your grandsons like to do this. And they get different designs and make happy faces and smileys.
And you might notice that they're not completely round.
Well, and that's another thing that
They might look like the shapes of different countries around the world, or.
But you know what? It's okay, because you don't need a perfect pancake, so everything can be a little bit different.
Okay.
You know, and so it doesn't have to be. And
So you just push it down in.
there's your flipper,
Okay.
because this one looks like it's getting.
Go for it. You see, I wanted her to have that pressure, not me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, you're both
1, 2,
good at
3,
it.
drum roll. Look at that.
That's perfect.
And then, do you see how easy that is? So that's why this is such a good recipe
That's right.
for children to help you with.
Right, and we have some already plated up that you can take a look at right here, all ready to eat. And
With the pure maple syrup.
that's right.
Okay, what's our next recipe?
Our next recipe is my quinoa breakfast sausage. Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 1 package of Morningstar Farms garlic and quinoa burgers, 1 package of Morningstar Farms Griller's chicken, 3 tablespoons of original Cholula hot sauce, 1/2 cup of silken tofu, and 1/2 cup of quick oats. Now this recipe has just very few ingredients, as you noticed, that comes out to be really like a very nice, just a little bit of spicy sausage. And I've used a very new product from Kellogg's that just came out.
Just came out.
Just came out. In fact, it's right here. It came out. In fact, it almost didn't come out in time for our cookbook
I
to
know.
be finished, and they raced the product to us, and we were able to get some of the recipes in here with it and love it. And this is the one right here, and it's a garlic by Morningstar Farm, the garlic quinoa burger. And let me make sure what that says.
Roasted
garlic and
Roasted
quinoa.
garlic and quinoa burger. But don't let the roasted garlic scare you, because it did me. Anything real heavy garlic, I'm just probably going to run the other way. And that's just the
She's
truth.
telling the truth.
And anybody that's eating a lot of roasted garlic coming towards me, I'm going to run the other way. So,
I'll be right there with her.
The quinoa interests me because I love quinoa. And quinoa is so healthy for you.
I do love quinoa. So that is what and
Tempted you to try
tempted me to try it, and so I'm very cautious. Cinda's a lot braver taster, I think, even Linda, than I am, so I'm very cautiously.
I think everybody knows by now that whenever you have the 3 of us, make sure she's sitting next to me, because I have to try it first before she will try it.
Yes, and she
True
gives,
story, right?
Oh yes, because she'll sit there going, and then she'll go, oh wow, and I'll go, okay, not that.
Because I know what she likes and what she doesn't like.
Well, she just has sensitive taste buds.
Is that not sweet?
That's sweet.
That's very sweet. Well, so anyway, I tasted this roasted garlic quinoa burger, and I was like, where's the garlic? I honestly didn't even taste the garlic in it. I'm thinking, why did they call it that? To me, I would have just called it quinoa burger because I really love it. But that is the name, roasted garlic quinoa burger, and I really like the blend of flavors to it, and it really suits itself really well to this sausage, to this breakfast sausage.
Well,
So,
the recipe looks simple enough.
I'm using the quinoa burger, and this is what the quinoa burger looks like, just like that. And so you can see some vegetables and things inside of it.
Looks like some red pepper.
Yes, and it looks like carrot and maybe some green peppers as well. And so that's what the garlic quinoa burger is. Maybe I am smelling
I was going to say,
Maybe I'm smelling a little bit of the garlic now.
Maybe there's a reason they named it roasted garlic.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we also have some of the Morningstar Farm griller chicken, is that it's called, and it's their griller chicken patties. Now, some people, these are both great products if you wanted just to fry on the stove and put a
them
bun,
in a sandwich.
put a sandwich or a bun and add
Some
some
lettuce,
tomato, and
But
whatever.
we're trying to find we were trying to show you innovative ways to use these products
Exactly.
because so that you could say, oh wow, there's a lot of ways you can use this with rather than just put it between two pieces of bread.
That's right.
Which is
I think
delicious.
that's a surprise.
Which is delicious, but we
That's
can
right.
even help you make it even better.
That's right. So now we've got this. So this is really going to be very, very simple. Cindy, if you will put the chicken patties in the bowl, and they're already cut.
Are you going to mash them? Do
There
I
you
need
go.
my gloves?
No, I think well, you know what? Go ahead. Go for it. I think that's a good plan. I think she is going to be a great burger master. So since
Oh, that's what I always
There you
wanted to be.
There you go. Okay, and we'll put that in there. So here, sis, you're going to just mash away. Watch this. This is very technical. I mean, really hard to do. You might have to watch really, really closely to do this, you see. And we'll put that over there, sis.
Hey, maybe I'm better than a blender.
Okay, now.
Well, you've had a lot of practice because you're the one that doesn't use
Okay,
all the
one
gadgety
second.
stuff.
But
But notice I don't make as much noise as blenders do.
Okay,
I
wait a minute.
could help you out on that.
Now I'm just going to add all the rest of the ingredients. Cindy, you
Now,
get to
sis-
put in the hot sauce.
Oh,
Here you go. This is her
yay.
favorite thing.
Now,
right
sis,
there.
you could. We like Cholula hot sauce,
Cholula,
but you could use your favorite hot sauce, right?
Yes, you can use any brand that you
That's
wanted.
what I'm saying. You could use any brand of hot sauce.
All right, so I'm turning it over here so the camera can see over here, sis. There you go. And I'll put these aside. We'll put those over there. And really just mash those that up really, really good. And while she's doing that, Cinda, I think, do you have one of your gloves with you? I got one glove for you, and that's it. So
One
Oh, we each have one. Okay, so we're going to get our handy-dandy gloves on here.
How's that?
That's perfect. And in fact, you know what? I'm not going to need these at all because you guys are doing such a great job. You're just going to take...
Really?
This much?
No, a little bit more than that. You're going to take probably
much?
like
That's about a fourth a cup.
about a fourth a cup or a 1/3 cup, like that. Let's see.
Okay.
That actually looks really good, what she just did.
Nurse.
So you're going to roll it in a ball.
Nurse.
Okay, here we go. Put, actually,
Doctor.
All right, sis. No. No.
Let's try this again.
Oh, that wasn't how you do it? Oh, well, okay.
All right, let's try that again. Do you want to
try-
spray your pan first?
You
wanna
want a
spray your
little bit
pan?
more. Oh.
You want to spray the pan first?
Yeah, we do want to. I'll do that. We're just going to spray the pan with a non-stick cooking spray.
Oh,
Just
You
like that.
know, I always say it's fun to be in the kitchen. And
Yes,
you
it
know
is.
what? This is great to have your kids
Whoa.
make this with you.
Exactly. And they can make a splat, too. It might be a little crispier than
Good to
what you
know
thought.
Okay,
It really is a fun recipe to make. That's a really good size and shape.
just like that?
Just put it right over here and just
Okay.
flatten it down just a touch. That's perfect, sis. And then you're going to bake that in the oven, and you're going to just make it really crispy on each side. For,
Do you spray the tops with
for
the...
about 10 or 15 minutes, and then on each side at, what is it, 375? Pardon me. So my assistant's over here telling me I'm saying the wrong thing. So what is it? 400? Oh, you're making it at 400 for how long, Melissa? For about 10 minutes. There you go. Or 15 till it's crispy.
She really does know how to make these.
She won't come on camera, but she's telling me I'm messing up. See? So, and I want to catch you guys and make sure you guys are all straight on that. Real quick before, while they're making the patties here, I wanted to share something about our new cookbook with you, the Micheff Sisters Cooking with Kellogg. I wanted to share some of the categories because today we're making breakfast food. That's not what we have in the whole cookbook. We have appetizers. We have salads and sandwiches. We have soups and stews.
Potluck.
Entrees and side dishes. And potluck. So, all the kind of dishes that you wish what can I take to the potluck? What would be good? We have the ideas in for you. So that's the categories: breakfast, appetizers, salads and sandwiches, soups and stews, entrees and side dishes, and potluck. So you're really going to enjoy this variety of foods from Kellogg's.
You know what else we have?
I have a finished product ready to show you right here. And Cinda garnished it so beautifully with just making it tomato wedges. And I love that.
This is great. I'm having fun making these.
She's having fun making those. So we're going to also have fun when Linda makes her breakfast scramble.
All right, let's read the recipe. Cinda, will you read that for me?
I will. You will need 1 cup of onions diced, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 2 cups of Worthington scallops diced fine, 1 cup of potatoes diced, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 package of extra firm water-packed tofu, 1/2 teaspoon of McKay's chicken style seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of nutritional yeast flakes, and 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt.
Well, so far, I've really enjoyed everything for our sunshine breakfast. It also makes me think of something really special that brings sunshine into our lives, and that is having our morning devotions.
Yes.
Starting out the day with morning devotions and then having a great breakfast. I mean, there's no better way to start the day. And just, spending time in prayer, reading our Bibles, and there's something about it that is so uplifting that it gives our accountants a look like sunshine.
So it gives us energy for the day.
It gives us energy for the day.
And we start with spiritual food and then the physical food.
That's right.
And it just makes the physical food that much better.
It is. It's so important. And I know no matter what happens throughout my day, when things start coming in on you, and I mean, I'll be making something and I've literally dropped the whole pan on the floor and had to start over.
No.
I've witnessed that.
Never do that.
But when I've had a really good worship, I just go, oh, well, I'm glad I can feed it to the animals outside, so it's not going to waste. There's always something good. And that's kind of what it helps.
They need to eat too.
That's right, because the Bible says all things work together for good.
And they should eat healthy, because we should feed our animals healthy.
That's right.
That's right.
I feed my animals healthy.
Yeah, right. She doesn't have animals.
No.
I love animals. I really do. I love all animals.
Well, we have started in
Although
here.
you treat my 2 dogs really nice.
Yeah, you know why I treat your dogs really nice?
Because they look like bears.
Or horses, and I mean they're like huge. These are the great.
Yeah, Bentley's head would be up about right here right now.
And when they start, I'll drive at her house and I'll start to get out of my car, and they're like, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, hi, nicey dog, and I run really quick to her house, and I go get them great big treats.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
I feed them those treats. Nice doggy. They like me a lot.
We have 2 huge Great Pyrenees dogs.
Okay,
Stella
I'm
and
added the
Bentley.
potatoes in with the onions that we've already put in. Okay.
Hey, you got me at potatoes.
And a little salt.
Oh, I love potatoes.
And we're going to add a little seasoned salt, and I'll put a little bit in the tofu.
And a warning to when you use the turmeric will turn your hands yellow.
So that that's why I'm using
Your
gloves.
Get those kitchen gloves out. I love kitchen gloves.
Turmeric will turn, if you have a wooden spoon or if you have a white spatula
Or a plastic spatula.
You can make it look like sunshine.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can look at it. Oh, remember when we had the sunshine breakfast? Woo!
Another thing is with turmeric, when you put it in, it might not look like it's quite yellow enough. Don't add any more. When it gets in the skillet, it turns a really bright
beautiful yellow color.
Now I'm going to use a water-packed tofu today, and it comes in a container like that, or you can get one that's just on the shelf like this.
And if anybody's wondering, there's a garbage can right here. Mama, I did not throw that on the floor. I promise.
We wouldn't do that. No, we might do it accidentally, but now you just break it up, and then I'll have Cinda add the seasonings to it. And
we wait till you get it broke up.
You can start, and we're going to put.
Really good.
That was McKay's chicken seasoning, one of my favorites.
I love McKay. I love it on popcorn.
Yeah, and then this is the turmeric, and that's a great plenty for this. And then we're going to add some Bourgeois flakes.
What about this extra
nutritional yeast flakes too?
You can throw that in.
Okay, here we go.
All right, and I'm just going to mix it all up like this.
I like that nutritional yeast flakes too. That's good on popcorn too.
And we're going to put, these are scallops.
Pretty sure
they're
I
called,
scallop
and I
popcorn.
love scallops.
And
we had those when we were
growing up. It's one of our favorite foods. In fact, here's the can right here, scallops. This is what the more new tofu looks like.
And they're low fat.
If you wanted to use that for an option. And the scallops are the low-fat version. I love fried scallops, I'll be honest with you, where you
I
have
a recipe like that in the book.
Yes, you do.
Oh, she does.
Yes, you do. And we grew up with that. That was always a really nice treat, was to have, the fried scallops.
After you get your seasonings and your tofu mixed up, you just add it to this mixture.
Okay.
Ah, thanks, sis.
You're welcome.
All right.
What are sisters for, right?
Add it to that.
Missed a piece.
Where? I can't see it. Oh, there. Oh, okay.
Mom might have been watching, you know.
I'm pretty sure she was.
And you till the potatoes are a little brown. And we have one right here for you to see what it looks like when
Look
it's all
how
finished.
nice and yellow that is. Isn't that pretty?
And I love Cinda's tomato roses with a little bit of rosemary like that.
Yeah, she's our garnish queen.
I love fresh
Yes,
herbs.
well,
So
something else that Cinda's really, really good at is her quiche recipe.
Florentine.
Yeah.
My
Oh, that's so
Florentine
good.
quiche. Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 1 medium onion diced, 2 cups of fresh mushrooms sliced, 3 cups of fresh spinach leaves shredded, 5 cups of cooked potatoes sliced, 5 Loma Linda linguettes shredded or grated, 2 14-ounce packages of firm water-packed tofu, 3/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 1/4 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard, and 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You know, I love quiche.
Yes.
And I love spinach. Which,
Me too.
you know, which hence Florentine, because Florentine is the spinach part.
I told you that she was going to get around to telling you what that meant.
So Florentine
just
means
slip that in
spinach.
there right
It's
real
just
smooth.
another word for spinach.
Well, yeah, if you add Florentine, you better add spinach. If you add Florentine to the name of your recipe,
You mean
you better
spinach.
have spinach in it.
That's right.
All right, I'll remember that.
Well, it's interesting because there's so many different parts of the country that call vegetables, different names than
Right.
we would. Remember when we were in Africa and people kept raising their hand and go, they wanted to know what an eggplant was. And they called it aubergine.
Aubergine,
Yeah,
yeah.
so,
They had another name for zucchini too, because they didn't understand when we were saying
Yeah,
zucchini.
I don't remember what that was. Write to us and tell us.
Yeah, I
Remind us.
can't remember what that was.
It's those things that grow in the garden that everybody tries to give everybody else.
Yes,
And then they
because
try to
so
figure out what
many
to
of
do
them
with it.
grow.
Oh, I love zucchini too. Okay, turn the
Okay.
we sauteed the onions a little bit because just for the sake of time, because it takes a while to saute the onions until clear.
Because we really like them done.
Very.
Very done. In fact, I don't think I've ever met a raw onion that I like.
No, let's re-say that. We have not.
Yes,
met.
we have not met a raw onion that
That
we
means
like.
all of us.
That's all of us.
Okay, so sis, if you want to spray, now I don't add any oil to this. What I do is I spray it with the non-stick. And
Cooking
so spray that, and so stir that around. And you want the mushrooms to just get a little bit tender.
Okay.
I'm going to put this back here. Mushrooms to get a little bit tender. And while she's doing that, I'm going to take these and grate them.
Let's say what they are, because they happen to be my grandson's very favorite Kellogg product. It's by Loma Linda, and it's called Loma Linda Linkettes. And I think my sister Cinda buys these by the case.
Yes, I do, because her grandsons come over every day to my house. And they come over every day to my house, and because I live on a farm, and so they like to play on Auntie Sita and Uncle Joel's farm, and they're always wanting to have a fire outside in the fire pit, and they like to roast these. So
and you do realize why, though. I mean, like boys, they really love the thrill because Auntie Sita lets them help start the fire and get it going, and safely, but you know, so they cannot wait. They eat these.
Well, she has a nice little concrete fireplace thing.
Fire pit.
Yeah. Fire pit.
So, and I actually love these in a lot of different ways, which you'll find in our cookbook. We have,
we have
used
lots
these
of many
ways.
ideas. And when we were kids, Mom would mash these up with a little,
Veggies or something,
and go in our lunch.
So for this recipe, though, I wanted to have the flavor throughout the quiche, and so I'm grating it just a little,
Now, could you put that in a food processor, a couple clips real quick if you wanted?
It wouldn't be as fun, but you could do it.
Well, I mean.
See, at my house, this would be the way you do it.
And I'd have the food processor and go whoop, whoop, and it'd be done. All right, sis, I think these mushrooms are looking good.
Okay, add the spinach now. And as you can see, the spinach, you just chop it up. Take the I use the baby spinach and just kind of roughly chop it up. You don't have to be really specific about it.
Did you notice how green the spinach was? That is so important.
Color.
Color is so important. And,
go ahead, sis, you're dying to say it. Go ahead, drum roll, please. She's dying to say
even better, you have all different kinds of colors, and you color your plate like a rainbow.
Ta-da!
So,
there it is.
So if you have this dish, you can add some other color to it to enhance your entire meal.
Honestly, would it be a Micheff Sister cooking program without Linda saying that? Seriously, you know.
Well, think of a nice fruit salad with this breakfast thing. You know, your blackberries, your strawberries, your kiwi,
and your wilted spinach,
and your wilted spinach. Okay, now,
so now what?
Let me rinse my hands here.
Okay.
And grab a paper towel.
All right.
Because throw it in your handy dandy waste can. Okay. Add you can turn the heat off now.
All right.
And just stir that up. And put that in and stir it up.
Oh, you put it all in together.
Okay.
All right.
Now what you're going to do is take a 9x13 casserole dish, and don't spray your sisters, okay?
Yeah, that's a real good point right there.
That's a really important tip. Just want to help you out. Spray this so it doesn't stick. Okay, sis, if you want to put that in there. And while you're doing that, Linda.
I get to run this thing?
Yes.
Oh.
So let's pull that over here. And you're going to add the tofu. Here's one.
Woo! That sounded like fun over there. What was I missing?
Whoa!
Whoa!
I think I'm going to be cleanup brigade.
Do you know that reminds me?
What else?
when we were in the early days taping
Here.
Kids Time,
Yes.
Cinda's daughter Katie
Oh,
was
that
our host of Kids
funny.
Time, and actually our director that Brad Walker is directing our cooking show here today. He was actually directing that day, and I'm sure he's in there
Well.
remembering this moment because the minute Katie was putting some tofu in the in the blender, she goes like this to flip it in the blender and like went outside.
All professional too, and she said, "Now put your tofu in the blender," and it went all over.
And she looks up at the camera and goes, like, we were laughing so hard.
Okay, add your nutritional yeast flakes, your olive oil, and this is your cornstarch, which is obviously your thickener.
What about the seasonings?
And then add your seasonings. I'm going to get all that cornstarch in
powder.
because you need that for thickening. So you get a nice consistency.
What is this?
That is a little bit, a pinch of nutmeg.
Wow.
Oh, just a
Yeah.
pinch.
I like
Okay.
to use that.
Okay,
And then the salt, and I'll put all that in. Okay, now go ahead and blend that up.
All right.
So I got to make sure the lid's on good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that would probably
Except
be
unless
important.
she wants a shower.
I think I'll
a
wait.
flower shower.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah, you don't need this up there. Go. You want to make sure it's really blended well.
What'd you
You
say?
want to make sure it's really blended.
It's blended well.
Okay, do I do it again?
One more time. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, now what you're going to do is just pour this over like that. I actually, when I made this, all of us liked it so much. Brenda's grandsons included, because they come over every day, so they
they
taste
picky?
tested. Well, yes.
Yeah, a little bit. They are. If they're trying new stuff, they're willing to try, but they're a little bit cautious, like their grandma. But once they try it, they tell it right away. You know it if it's good or not, because immediately it's like they have really coined these words. Oh, that's cookbook worthy.
Oh, they're hilarious. But honestly, I loved this several days later. I mean, I would cut a piece and just heat it up, a couple days later, and it was
you kinda
delicious for
stir it up?
breakfast. So now you're just going to kind of fold it in a little bit and bring the vegetables, because you want the vegetables to coat. If you wanted to put it in a big bowl, you could, and mix it up and then pour it in here. And then you will bake this for 45 minutes at a 350-degree oven. And you can just kind of lightly touch it, and if it springs back when you put a little pressure on it with your fingertips, it's done.
Wow.
And look what it looks like all baked.
That looks so
All we need
good.
is a knife and a fork. Well, you know what is coming up next?
What?
Is my sunshine strudel. Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 1 cup of cooked red potatoes, 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of parsley, fresh or dried, 1 medium onion, 1 cup of sweet yellow pepper, 1 cup of Worthington vegetable steaks, 1/4 cup of petite diced tomatoes drained, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and 1 can of refrigerated seamless crescent rolls. Now, I absolutely love Worthington vegetable steaks, and it is something that we grew up with as little girls. And Mama made so many wonderful recipes from this product, and you will too. In fact, we have 5 other cookbooks out, and we've used some of those products in those other cookbooks as well. But this is what it looks like right here. It's by Worthington Vegetable Steaks. And if some people are wondering, you know, why we're changing names, we
And
got
it's
Loma
low
Linda,
fat.
we got Worthington, we have Morningstar Farms. Those are all owned by Kellogg's Corporation.
Right.
So, and these are the low-fat version. It comes in both regular and low-fat. And of course, anything we can do to decrease the fat in our diets,
That's
I
right.
think it's a good thing. And so I really love doing that. So this recipe was inspired by a family favorite that we grew up with. And come on, sisters, what is it?
Steaks and tomatoes.
Thank you, Mom. We love this.
In fact, I have a recipe in this cookbook in our appetizer section where I make little mini steak.
And tomatoes.
Well, I don't do the tomatoes. I do the steak and onion because Mom would do that too.
Yes, yes.
So yeah,
Love it. So anyway, today we're making, because it's breakfast, and we're going to have a breakfast strudel. And it's really easy. I've already slivered some onions and sauteed them in here. Linda,
you
if
want
you
the
could
fire?
turn the fire on and add these slivered
Yellow
peppers.
peppers.
And I just want to say a big special thank you to my assistant, Melissa Hoffman. She slivered those so beautifully for me, and we really had a fun time. Last cookbook, I actually went up to Mom's, and Mom's helped me with create the recipes for these, and I wasn't able to do that this year, and Melissa came over to my house, and we literally cranked out every single recipe, and I was teasing her. It was part of her job description. She had to taste it, and if Melissa didn't like it, you know, it wasn't going to happen. And it really was a fun experience cooking with her.
Yeah, Linda got to cook with Mom this time.
I know, and that's really good. And I think a lot
I
of you,
wanted to, I didn't get to.
I know. Well, I was there for one day of her cooking when she had a few recipes left to do for the cookbook, and that was really fun.
Well, anytime
yes.
you cook with Mom, it's fun.
That's
Always.
true. Always. Mom makes things. She loves like you. You guys, you make everything fun. So, while she is stabbing the yellow pepper over here that she thought she was going to get away with.
It just sort of jumped out of the skillet.
Out of the skillet. Okay.
I don't know. I think I need to taste this.
Well, these are the steaks the way they look right here. I'm going to just hold it up to the camera right
That's
here,
so
and
good.
you can see. They all different shapes and sizes, and I just cut these into small little pieces, and then just I took and put them in a Ziploc bag, put a little bit of flour in it, shake it up really good, and then I put a little nonstick cooking spray and sauteed it on the stove, or you can put a nonstick cooking spray in a pan, put it on there and put it in the oven and crisp it up a little bit. Either way is fine.
So good.
And these have already been breaded and done that, so I'm going to add those to there right now. And so then, sis, I'm going to see if you will help. You're going to add all these ingredients to this pan. So we're going to get you busy over here, too.
Really?
Come on. Yep.
Did
get
I
busy.
look a little bored or
Well,
something?
hey,
Yeah, you
I
did.
mean,
She
how
did.
much do I love her? You love, what am I giving you?
Oh, potatoes. That's true.
Potatoes. So now,
Okay.
in the,
Keep them.
not to eat, in the pan. It's like in the pan. Yes. That would be the good thing. And then how much? See what else I gave you?
Oh, I love the red
See
pepper
there?
flakes.
Yes. Okay. So put all that in there.
You can use dried or fresh parsley, right?
Yes, dried or fresh, either one is fine. And
Looks
we'll
like
put
you
those in
used
there.
dried.
Yep.
I love to just walk out my door. I have fresh herbs growing.
Put these
Oh,
over
Right
here.
out
I think
my
that
door.
is so amazing too.
Okay,
I
so
love
now they're just going to keep cooking and stirring that up. And while she's doing that, I'm going to show you something really, really easy to do. This is the crescent roll. And I've just put it on a pan. I sprayed it with some nonstick cooking spray. And then you can see I
You
made a
just
nice...
get it in the grocery store?
Any grocery store has it. And it comes in all different kinds of brands. And so I go and I cut the side right here. And but leave a little bit right down the middle. So you're just going to make one slit. So I did that in half. And then I'm going to go in half again. And then I'm going to go in half on this side. And then you're just going to do half again. And all about the same, end up cutting at the same time. Cindy, I'm going to have you cut on that side. No, you get in on that. See what she's doing? No, I like to share and share alike. So you can just, you know, and she's going to go on the other side and match it just halfway like that.
And
you can turn that off.
One thing about the crescent rolls, you just have to watch because some of them do have butter in it or whatever, so you have to look.
Right,
they will have
exactly.
The
Good
vegetable.
point. Look at your labels and see so that you can check. But that's like anything.
Right.
You must look at your labels. Someone recently, we had done a program on Oriental food, and someone wrote to me and said, "Oh no, that product had shrimp in it or something like that." Well, the product they did had it, but if you go to your natural food store, you're going to find the chili paste without it.
Actually, you can go to Asian markets, and they do have
a lot of vegan
I
products.
love Asian markets.
Yes,
So
and they have a lot of vegan products there as well. Okay, this is how quick this is. We're just going to take these, and I'm just going to go right down the center of this, and just like that. And okay, and so now you're going to just fold it up and just keep going just like that and just fold it up. Whoops, the potato's trying to get out of there. And as you're folding up, just back all the way there. When you're done, you're going to bake this at 375 for about 10 minutes. And then you're going to...
You're going to watch it because you don't want it to burn, and it can burn fast.
So in about 10 minutes, you're going to want to put a little piece of foil over it, watch it, and then bake for another 5 minutes. So it's basically 10 to 15 minutes, but about 10 minutes, get that foil on top, and it will turn out golden brown, just like the one right over here. And it is ready to eat. You just slice it, and doesn't that look ready for breakfast?
Oh, I can tell you it's delicious.
Something else that you won't want to miss this morning on our Breakfast Good Morning Sunshine program is Linda's sausage biscuit roll-up.
Oh,
and
that's
I think
right. Well, sis, can you read the recipe?
I sure will. For this, you will need, for the biscuit dough, 2 cups of white whole wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of soy margarine, 3/4 cup of soy milk. For the filling, you will need 1 cup of onions, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 cups of potatoes, 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of Loma Linda Little Links, 1/4 cup of Tofutti Better Than Sour Cream, 1 teaspoon of McKay's Chicken Style Seasoning.
Well, this is a fun recipe to make.
Oh, good, because I love fun.
She's on board already.
I'm ready. I roll up my sleeves.
Well, my family likes biscuits,
Oh,
and they
love
like
biscuits.
potatoes, and I decided to combine them.
Well, there you go.
That's brilliant.
Actually, it is brilliant because I have a confession to make. I did try these. Yes, I did. In the test kitchen, in the prep kitchen.
I caught her.
Yes, and it was delicious. And I had not one, but 2. Really good.
But they were small, so,
Yeah, they were really small.
So, we're going to have you start.
Did I say they were small?
Put some heat in your skillet, and you can add the
Put
potatoes
some heat in your skillet.
and also the little links.
Okay.
And they're Loma Linda Little Links.
All right. They're little, but they pack a big punch.
They
How's
pack a
that?
big punch. And then you're going to put some of the Loma Linda Little Links in there.
And they've been chopped fine,
They've
diced
been
fine.
chopped fine. So
Okay.
see, you can make them look different.
Yeah.
And then you're going to add all the seasonings.
I'm trying to get every last drop out so Mom's happy. And so
Plus,
before
they're
I mix it
delicious.
up-
You don't
Well,
want to
you
miss all
know,
that.
there were 5 children,
Yes.
and, we had to make everything count.
That's
That's
right. We
And
didn't-
Mom was
did
very
not
good about
waste
stretching
anything.
a dollar.
Yes, she didn't waste anything.
Yeah, she would stretch
Well,
a dollar.
You know, we were talking about eating, growing up eating a lot of the Worthington Loma Linda products of Kellogg's Corporation, and it was kind of funny because I was opening a can of the Worthington steaks, and I was slicing them in 2, and my daughter says, "Mom, why do you always slice those in 2?" And I said, I guess because my mom always sliced them in 2. So that got me thinking, and so I called Mom up a little later that day and said, "Hey, Mom, can I ask you a question?" And she said, "Sure. Why did you what do you cut the steaks into? And she just burst out laughing. And she said, well, that's easy. She said, to stretch it and make it go farther in 5 minutes.
She always found ways to make things go farther.
But you know what?
But now I like it that way.
Every one of us cuts
Still
them
do
in
it.
two.
Yeah.
We slice them in
We
half.
still do it that
Just
way.
thought that was the way you're supposed to do it.
And I like it that way, actually, because that's
Well,
what
that's
you-
what we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't need to
Can
do
you put
that,
the
but
whole
I
wheat
do.
flour in my bowl, and you're stirring all the seasonings up?
Yep.
And then I have a whole wheat white flour. We're going to put that in. And the salt and the baking powder, the Rumford's baking powder. I get it, that doesn't have it's aluminum free. Okay, we're going to mix that all up right there. And then we're going to take and add some soy margarine, and I'm going to cut that in. Just like that.
Oh, I love those nice warm biscuits.
I do too.
Oh, right out of the oven.
In fact, we recently had our little, our nephew, his and, has a little
Thatch
boy.
and Nolan.
Yes, and so I was thinking about our nephew and also our niece, Jenny and
Jason and Ashley.
And what are they, about 2 years old?
And Garrett
Yes.
and Jenny, and they just turned 2 because they had their birthday party at my house.
I know this sounds really confusing, so let me just say, we have Garrett and Jenny. Jenny's our niece, married to Garrett.
Brother Jim's kids.
Our brother Jim's children, and they have little Thatcher, who's just turned 2. And then we have Jason, our nephew.
With another one on the way.
With not Jason. Jason and Ashley.
but
don't have
Jenny.
another. We're not
Jenny
starting
does.
rumors here, but
Jenny
yeah.
does.
Jenny does.
Now we've really confused
And
you.
then our brother Jim's boy, Jason, and his wife, Ashley, have a little boy named Nolan, who turned 2 a couple months ago.
Well, we recently
they're the
just
cutest
had
boys.
Thatcher's birthday party at Cinda's house, and guess what our niece Jenny wanted for the birthday food?
Biscuits and gravy.
Yep. So it makes it's just, there's something about Southern biscuits, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such flaky biscuits, and we had such a good time. Of course, we had it at Cinda's house, and it was so fun, and beautiful day outside.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yep.
We got to eat outside. It was
That's my
beautiful.
favorite restaurant, is to eat outside in my backyard.
I love it.
Well, I don't have a backyard anymore.
Linda is the girls' dean
You
at Great
used
Lakes
to.
Academy
Yes.
in Michigan. So you
I don't have a
You're in the
backyard
dorm.
or a front yard.
Or a yard.
But you know, you also don't have to worry about, manicuring the lawn and
That's
taking
right.
care of all the outside stuff. People do that. So see, there's
Yeah,
positive
the
things.
Levitts do it, and so Kevin Norcross, he keeps everything up, and they have Dean Coggins, and he
Yeah.
works at it, so.
But I live on a farm, and so there's lots of things to do on a farm, and lots of animals to play with. And
I love living in
Yeah,
the
lots
country.
of-
It really is the farm, because they even have bees. They
Yeah,
have
my husband has
chickens.
bees. Yeah, and lots of places for little boys to get dirty.
Okay,
fun.
what we're going to do now is we're going to take, I think this is almond milk, but you can use any kind of soy milk. And I'm going to stir that around. Now, depending on the flour, you may need to add a little bit more, which I have some here just in case.
All right.
And it kind of looks like I'm going to need to add a little bit more.
Okay.
So I'll put that there. And
Let me hold your bowl for you.
I'll hold it too. This is sisterly love. We like doing things together.
okay.
You can't do it without us, can you, sis?
I couldn't, no.
I mean, it's just going to make them taste better and everything, because we held this bowl.
I think that you're right about that. Okay, gently stir that up while I get my gloves on.
Okay.
You want a spatula?
Yeah, that'd probably work good. Let's do that.
So I can turn this
Make
off
sure I
now,
get
right?
all your flour
Now
in
you
there.
can't add a little flour on the board, but I like to put a little baking spray that already has the flour in it, just because
Okay.
it's easier
Oh, well,
for
there
me.
you go.
Oh, well, that's a nice
And
handy
faster.
tip.
So
Here.
But if
Okay.
somebody doesn't have that option to them, then...
just add a little flour. But I'm going to roll this out. See, there's a little flour in it. Okay. Now, let me see how this is.
Here's this too.
All right. We're going to this is a really quick one.
Okay. It's going to have to be quick.
Okay. Yes, sirree. We're going to roll this out. Oh, and you might have to spray this a little bit.
Okay, here you go.
Well, I was thinking of the rolling pin, but that works.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, and you can even pat it into place. Okay,
Okay.
can you put that, spread that? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First, you got to put all of this around.
Okay. And what is that?
This is tofutti better than sour cream,
Okay.
and you're going to smooth that all around. We'll just go like that because it'll
All
go
right, she's
quicker.
really getting messy now.
Okay.
And you want just some of it?
No, it'll take all of
Yeah,
it.
take all of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
you don't want
We
to
don't waste any of that.
No.
Okay, now this is the tricky part of
Okay.
rolling it up, is you have to do it a little bit at a time. You just keep working it like that. Keep going, and you just keep turning and keep patting
I'll hold the
as
board.
you go it. That's good. That helps. And you just keep patting it, and then you get it up like here, and you just kind of...
That's a serious biscuit, I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. And you just go like that, and all you have to do is you spray your pan,
Sprayed?
and you cut it, and you just place them in like that, and we have some right over there. You can
How
see.
long do they bake this?
They 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven. It may take, you could even go up to 30 minutes, depending. It needs to be just kind of light and just a little golden.
Well, you know, my sisters and I have 6 cookbooks.
That's right.
And right now, we're going to show you how you can get
All 6
all
of them.
6 of them, which includes our brand new one,
That's right, the Micheff sisters
Cooking with Kellogg's.
If you've enjoyed the recipes you've seen today and would like to purchase your own copy of one of their cookbooks, including their new cookbook, Cooking with Kellogg's, you can write to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. That's 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. You can call 618-627-4651. That's 618-627-4651. Or, if you'd like to contact the Micheff sisters for speaking appointments or concerts, you can do so at their website at micheffsisters.com. That's MICHEFF sisters.com.
I hope that you have as much fun making these recipes as we did creating them.
And also that they'll bring some sunshine into your home. We just wanted to mention quickly that our Micheff sisters Cooking with Kellogg's, we use every single recipe has one of the these products, either Loma Linda, Worthington, Garden Burger, and also
Morningstar
Farms.
Yes.
That's right.
Let's take a look at one more time at what we created and made for you today.
We have breakfast scramble.
And that is far better than scrambled eggs, I'll tell you that, sis. And then we have our quinoa breakfast sausage.
Which I gotta tell you tastes good in a biscuit.
Yes, it does. Speaking of which, Linda, we have
sausage, biscuit
And
roll-ups.
the Florentine mushroom quiche,
That's right. That looks and sunshine strudel. And
which will add sunshine to your life.
That's right.
And then pancake poppers, which that's just fun to say.
and I know we suggested serving with maple syrup, but they are so good just by themselves. In fact, if you have a breakfast on the go, that's a great thing to pull out and just pick it up and eat it. I like to eat it that way. Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. So until next time, may all your meals be seasoned with God's love.
Bye-bye, everybody.